One thing I will say is that the Braxtons are bringing it. The girls are bringing the tea. You know, I felt very 80s today. So I want to put the feel for you. I think I love you. Tell it to my heart. What's another one? I never knew love like this before. What's another one? Let's hear it from the boys. What's another one? Silly of me to think that I felt very 80s today. So, I want to give this little moment. Yeah, it's very, Whitney, early years. Very, how will I know? Very, saving the, all my love for you. Anyway, the Braxtons. So, I have been very loving and kind on my reviews of the Braxtons so far. I've been very fair. And me just being that way is just my natural way of being. But I'm a little irritated. Towanda is doing a lot. Towanda Braxton is doing a lot. I don't know what show they think that we saw that they were on or not on. I don't understand, y'all. We watch Braxton Family Values. Okay, Trina, Sean, Vaughn, and Towanda, they're sitting there talking to the producer, right? So they find out that the producer, he wanted to try to set up a scene between Kevin Sr. and the daddy, Michael Braxton Sr. Towanda got upset. She was just like, that individual will never have a platform on this show because he didn't respect Traci's wishes in the will. But a lot of us have seen the will. I just Googled Traci Braxton's will, and a YouTuber came up. And she had already paid for the will, child. And so we just saw that Traci never stated in her will, she never said directly that she does not want a funeral. What she said was she did not want the Eastern Star, the organization she was with, and her sorority to do a celebration, a funeral of sorts for her, which is what they do when you're in sorority or the Eastern Star organization. They have their own separate like funeral thing, with you or whatever, for you. And she did say that she wanted it to be cremated afterwards, but she also said in the will that essentially the husband and the son, they can collaborate and do what they want to do. And so she did, and she did leave most of her money to Lil Kevin. But she did leave some money to Big Kevin, her husband. So it was just, it's a lot. I get it, but I don't understand the whole narrative of making Kevin Sr. seem like he is the complete villain and of everything. And basically, essentially saying, oh, he'll never have a platform on the show, but we can still talk about him. I don't think that's fair. Whether y'all like him or not, no matter what conversations Traci had with y'all about him, I don't think that's fair to give that narrative constantly. Because it's just not realistic. And at the end of the day, that was Traci's husband, whether y'all liked him or not, no matter what happened, no matter what she told y'all about him, no matter what y'all experienced of him. Until Traci passed, he was still her husband. They had tons of issues, I'm sure, but all of y'all have tons of issues with men that y'all are with. So it's not like, oh, well, Kevin is like if we're going to tell one thing, we're going to tell everything. So, it's a mess. And they got on the whole narrative, the whole thing of Traci Braxton, being called the wannabe. I think she said herself that she wanted to be called the wannabe under her name. Second season maybe. Then they changed it to wild card eventually. But she said that she wanted to be called that because she wanted to be with her sisters. But they said that they didn't necessarily agree with her being called that. I do remember that. But then Towanda was just like, oh, that narrative was played upon and it was fed. As if, like, her wanting to be called the wannabe is one thing, but we're not going to act like she wasn't treated differently. We're not going to act like we didn't see what we saw, regardless of her title. It still happened. Like, it's not the viewer's fault or the producer's fault. Everything is in terms of that, because we saw what we saw, and we saw the certain things that she said about you guys. We saw the certain things that y'all said about her. You know, y'all came together, you know, the last couple of years of her life and got close, and that's great and that's beautiful, and all due respect to that. But what happened did happen, you know. Another thing they're trying to do is throw Tamar under the bus, which is very easy to do because Tamar is a lot. And Tamar and Traci's relationship, they fell out the most. They used to get into it the most on Braxton Family Values. You know, so, and Towanda and Tamar are not feeling each other right now. So it's very easy for them to throw Tamar under the bus. They had a Traci happy birthday celebration. And in that conversation, Trina, she brought up the fact that Tamar and Traci had a fallout. We found out that this was years ago, but she brought that up to say that because apparently all the siblings apparently knew how bad Traci's health was, except for Tamar. Tamar found out last, after all the siblings, after all the family friends, after everybody, and so she felt some kind of way about that. And then that's when Trina brought that up. Oh, well, you and Traci was at odds, and apparently Traci told them not to tell Tamar. And maybe she just wanted to protect her little sister and not say anything. Or maybe, you know, judging by what the friend said, Traci's the kind of person that don't want to burden other people. So maybe she just didn't want to upset everybody. And Tamar is, you know, an emotional person. So we don't know the reason. But for Trina to bring that up, it's just super petty and whack. I'm not saying Tamar don't deserve some of the heat and stuff that she gets, because Tamar is a lot. And she's been a lot since she's been on television. But I don't care for the I don't know. It's like Tamar's filming a different show. Tamar's on the show, but she's not really on the show. And you could tell it's just awkward when everybody's around. And Towanda, oh, I respect everybody's boundaries and stuff, and I respect where they are, but she's my sister and I love her, and if she calls me, I'm gonna be there for her. What does that mean? Well, I wish, Towanda, I wish you just come out and just say what you want to say and just keep it a buck. And same thing with Tamar. I wish y'all just have it out, because it's silly at this point. Talking in codes and talking in riddles. Just say, I don't like you and this is why. I don't understand why y'all have a problem saying that. Do have a problem saying that. What else is going on? It's just a lot of things with this show that's just quite interesting when you really think about it. And then learning Traci's will and what was actually in there versus what was said on the show. It's quite interesting, the closeness now to Lil Kevin and the whole thing. It's quite interesting. We're gonna praise the Lord, and we're gonna pray for everyone. Vaughn had a scene. Oh, somebody's talking. Vaughn, we see Trina's sons, and Vaughn had a conversation with them, which he later repeated the conversation with Trina. And she essentially, apparently Trina's sons don't want kids right now. And so Vaughn was basically telling them that it's not really up to you as far as the kids concerned, because the woman is the one that has to carry the kids. So if you're definitely sure about not having kids, then you need to go ahead and have a vasectomy. Trina got offended by that. She was just like, how dare you tell my sons that you're overstepping your bounds? I understand her stance as a parent, as her son's parent. Vaughn is not their daddy. And it was just like, how dare you tell my kids that, blah, blah, blah. But I agree with Vaughn. I think that more men should have them, to be honest, because it's a double standard. So they love to tell women to have C-sections and stuff. No, they always tell women to have get their tubes tied, but nobody tells men to get vasectomies. It's like okay, well, let's close her up and get her fixed, but he don't have to get fixed. He's the one that's doing it. So it's just I was here for Vaughn. That's probably the only credit Vaughn is gonna get on my channel, but I was here for Vaughn with that situation because it's true. If they don't want kids, they should get one, so they won't have to worry about it. It makes sense. I was like, Trina, please. But Trina won't grandkids. It's just like, girl, get a puppy. So, what else was going on? Tamar had a conversation with Nye. Nye is a producer who used to work with Traci, and they got hooked up together. And, there's a connection there that they have. And Tamar Braxton's Notice Me song went to #1, I think, on the R&B charts, alternative charts, whatever. So good for her, and I'm actually excited to read her book. Although I don't think I think she's too early in life still to write a memoir. But whatever. I'm definitely excited about her albums. I love Tamar Braxton's music. Love, love, love. So yeah, child is a mess. And I already talked about Tamar with JR. Watch my Chalaki Shorts fit. It's just, what is there to talk about? Tamar need her own show again at this point, because she's not connected with the sisters at all, Anyway, hi, Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Iskinzo Instagram and Twitter, at Iskinzo89 on Snapchat, Chess King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, and TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.